This time a year ago, I was deciding between two colleges. I was looking at my dream college, Lewis and Clark, and Portland State University. And I chose Lewis and Clark because I wanted the camaraderie of being with a cohort and getting the campus experience. But then it ended up being virtual anyway. I'm starting my final term and I don't even know where the bookstore is. I was too anxious not to work. I was supposed to only do school, but I was afraid if something happened and I lost my health insurance, what would I do? So I kept my previous job, and I've been working and going to school. Really, I feel like I have basically 3 jobs. I'm a grad student with a full course load. I had 7 classes last term, and I have 6 classes in the next term. But then I'm also a student teacher. I'm supposed to student teach literally every hour that I'm available. And then I have my previous job as a school secretary too. I easily work 65 to 75 hours a week. I have to plan out every day on a calendar to make sure that I know every meeting that's coming up, every assignment that's due, every lesson plan. I have to think about that every day. And I just have so much anxiety and paranoia about the pandemic. I try to do things that feel normal, cleaning my car or going on walks, taking care of my plants. I try to stay on top of things, but I'm always doing something. I'm always busy, but that's my anxiety. If I stay busy, I don't have to think about anything. It's an all-day tug of war between my anxious self and my tired self that deserves a break, but the anxiety always wins. I worked as a school secretary before the pandemic, and I remember when we went into social distancing, when we went into lockdown, basically, it was March 13th. Friday the 13th, and Governor Kate Brown, she closed down restaurants and gyms and bars and schools, and we left March 13th thinking, oh, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll have this 1 week closed and then spring break and then we'll be back. And I've been home since then. I haven't gone to parties. I don't go to restaurants. I barely do curbside pickup, as a treat every once in a while. But even then, I'm not comfortable, I won't go into a grocery store. I'll only do grocery pickup. I have 14, 15 masks. And, as soon as I get home, the mask comes off, it goes into dirty laundry, and I scrub, wash my hands. I just, I think my anxiety and my paranoia has just kind of ruled my life. And, I have to have this system if I'm going to feel even remotely safe. I do teach. I work with second graders on Zoom. As part of my student teaching. And I always believed the most important part of our job was creating a community. That's how the students feel supported and they feel like they can learn and they can take chances. And that's become so important in the pandemic. We can actually help and center their social and mental well-being. And that's what we have to do day in and day out. Some days are tough, and some days are fun. And I feel lucky that I get to be teaching because I have this really fortunate career where I get to belong to a community and I get to support other people and I get to be supported, and it's kind of the shining light right now. And it's gotten me through 9 months so far, and it'll get me through the last 6 months of the school year, and that's worth something.